Nwaneri just signed a new deal with the club, and this isn't just about keeping a player, it's about securing our future midfield maestro. Yes, why this changes everything. Welcome back to All About Arsenal. The club has confirmed that our youngster Nwaneri has signed a new contract, a new long-term contract with the club that will keep him with Arsenal till at least 2030. The player himself had been very elated with the deal, saying that signing this contract means everything to me. I see this as my first real season in men's senior football as part of the squad in the changing room. I'm so excited for what I can bring to the team. I want to help us win as much as possible and bring happiness and glory to the club. This is where I feel at home. Nwaneri's journey with the club has been amazing. Joined us now when he was just 8 years old. And if you don't know, he actually made his debut for the club in the Premier League at 15 years and 181 days in 2022. That was when Arsenal played against Brentford. We won 3-0 in that game, and Nwaneri made history as being the youngest ever player to feature in the competition. He's a very talented player that we've been following through the ranks in the academy. Had a gradual rise through here and to when he finally gets his first 10 minutes. And you can see how he has built an emotional connection with the fans. There's something about having players that will come up from your academy rather than the ones you get from outside. Because for you to rise from academy, you have to be like among the best. You can see the likes of Bukayo Saka, you can see Nketiah, you can see Smith Rowe, you can see Rhys Nelson, you can see Jack Wilshere. These are guys in recent times that have really come out from the ranks, to break it out in Arsenal and of course continue to play their trade elsewhere. When you talk about people like Folarin Balogun, people like Nketiah. But the recent crop has some amazing talents, such as the phenomenal Max Dalman. We have Josh Nichols. We have Miles Lewis Kelly. And Nwaneri is really, one of those players that we are so happy to have. When he was about to sign this deal, there's some concerns that he was going to be pushed out by other teams. But as he said, this is where he feels at home. So the contract is supposed to be for 5 years until 2030. Obviously, the salary has not been disclosed, but it's going to be a significant bump for a player of his age. He has been earning as a youngster all this while, and now that he has, signed this long-term deal, it will be a deal that is consummated to what we should expect for a player of his age. His signing this contract means a lot to him because this shows commitment from the side of Arsenal. One area has basically been earmarked as the heir apparent to Martin Odegaard. Last season was very significant for him. 37 appearances, 9 goals. But one key thing that Nwaneri has done that he has created the record for scoring the most goals before turning 18. He has 8. Then they have John Radford way back in 1962, who also had 8. Then the great Cliff Bastin in 1930 had 6. Then of course Tex Fabregas had 3 and Stuart Robson had 3. So you can see that Nwaneri is a very elite player and he has already put himself in the record books for scoring the most goals for the club before turning 18. Yeah, so before he scored his first Premier League goal against Nottingham Forest, he had scored 2 goals against Bolton Wanderers and Preston North End. The goal against Preston North End last season was a thing of beauty. An amazing colour. And that kind of turned into a trademark because he did the same thing against Manchester City. It was amazing to see him do that. His goal against Manchester City and Nottingham also made him to become the 9th youngest scorer in the history of the Premier League. And when it comes to scoring Premier League goals before turning 18, the records still remain with Rooney and Michael Owen, but Nwaneri is third now with his 8 goals. Of course, he wasn't left out in the Champions League when Arsenal trashed PSV Eindhoven 7-1 in the knockout round. Nwaneri scored an amazing goal when he linked up with Miles Lewis Kelly. I think he roofed the net or something. And he now became the third youngest player ever to score in a knockout phase. The youngest remains Bojan Kikric of Barcelona, who scored when he was 17 years and 217 days against Schalke 04. The second was Jude Bellingham when he was still at Dortmund when he scored against Man City at 17 years and 289 days. Nwaneri took third place right now with his goal against PSV at 17 years and 348 days. while we have Jamal Musiala, who scored at 17 years and 363 days, and Kylian Mbappe, of course, 18 years and 63 days, but that was when he was still in Monaco. It's not investing long term on Nwaneri because he's someone that has a very good future with the club. It was important for them to act as soon as possible because Nwaneri was gathering a lot of interest from other clubs. If you remember, we have some youngsters that have been pushed away in recent times, such as Chido Obi Martin and Amando Koziaduberry, even Aiden Heaven, players that that have done so well for us if they had stayed behind, but they were pushed out by other teams. So one area would have been very painful if he left the club without signing professional terms. And of course, this is also a reward for his development and professionalism. He has, done very well last season, being exposed to so much football. When we were having challenges with injuries, he came and did very well. Initially, we expected him to play when Odegaard was injured in November, but the coach kind of held back on him and unleashed him when Saka got injured. And you can see how important he was to the squad. He did so well that even an experienced like Raheem Sterling could never keep him out. And of course, he was part of the club's young core, who that will continue to play for years to come, which is an amazing thing. And looking at his impact on Mikel Arteta's plans, Nwaneri is going to be one of our major creative midfield options. He's the precision game so far, he has been starting ahead of Odegaard in that right 8 role, and he has shown some good creativity, he has shown some good link-up play, and of course his shooting has been good. And he will give Arteta the ability to rotate with Odegaard or even Saka. We have Magdama now challenging Saka for his minutes, which is a very good thing. And he's going to be a long-term replacement for the future. And this is what we like about this. We're so happy to see how he has, secured his future with the club. The fan reaction has also been great. Arsenal fans love Nwaneri, and it's always good to see one of our own become, a regular in the team. So I'm looking forward to him getting more minutes this season. And Arteta's plan to rotate a lot. I'm sure that he'll get the required minutes that he needs to continue his development. So this is more than a contract, it's actually a statement. You're going to be a starter in the club in the years to come. And you can obviously see what Arteta is planning to do in Nwaneri. And we're so glad about this. So what do you think he fits best in the starting next side? You can leave your thoughts in the comments. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Come on, you gunners.